Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is TONIA, and today we are discussing the eclipse that is happening, the new moon eclipse that is happening in Sagittarius on Saturday, December 4th, fairly early in the day. And in this video, this is actually a launch of a series where we're going to break down this eclipse through the lens of astrology using several different techniques, reading the layers of the astrological lasagna, if you will. So welcome to part one. In this video, we'll be discussing what it means to have an eclipse. Period. This is also a solar eclipse, so we're going to touch on that. And all of this, so you know, don't miss it, is a part of WizdomDropz Astrology School. I am officially enrolling, okay, y'all? This is amazing. Let me tell you about this opportunity. If you are somebody who is interested in two specific objectives, number one, having an astrological foundation, an underpinning of astrology that allows you to translate things, not through the nerdy astrology language alone, but through actual conversation points, words that make sense to everyday people, okay? Because you understand it at such a deep internalized level by the time you're done with me in this program. That duration by which is going to be 9 months of a larger 12 months expanded container, okay? The remaining 3 months of that container will be strictly emphasizing your personal customized business, okay, which is the second objective that you would want to fulfill if you're applying to astrology school. The link to do so, by the way, is down below. Should you know right away, this is the right choice for you. This is launching in January, folks, in case there's any confusion about that. And you can check out an extended interview that Treneti and I did, my business partner, who will be co-facilitating that business development incubation portion to help you express astrology through a lens that makes sense and resonates with you, and get all of your infrastructure set up for your email platforms, your website, everything that you need to get off to a good start with your business for somebody looking to take this pro for the first time. Okay, solid. So thank you for allowing the space for me to explain that to you. I really appreciate those of you in my audience who listen to this full content, and those of you who are actually here for, you know, the real deal are definitely going to want to take advantage of this, because this is a, you know, very exciting opportunity for people who want to accelerate their learning, but at the same time, honor the holistic process of astrology and internalizing it, right? That the ancients honored. And that's why we be so damn good. So let us begin with our interpretation. And we're going to start by seeing the screen in this video of the eclipse. So this is, as I said, folks, happening on the 4th of December, early in the day, okay? And so first things first, what is an eclipse? An eclipse is when a lunation takes place in conjunction with the nodes of the moon. That's really all it is. And so here you see a lunation defined as a either new moon or full moon. You hear that a lot, right? Either of them being a lunation. And you see that right here, right? Because this is the moon's glyph symbol and the sun's glyph or symbol. Okay. And they're in a clear conjunction at 12 degrees. All right, folks. Now moving right along, you see yonder right there, a 1 degree north node in Gemini. Okay. Now this 1 degree north node at Gemini is reflected with a not pictured but equal and opposite ping 1 degree. That's right. South node. It's contrary, okay, in Sagittarius. So here is this south node not pictured at 1 degree of Sagittarius, and here is this new moon. So we have therefore 12 minus 1. That's an 11 degree orb of a conjunction, and that, folks, will count as an eclipse. So this is why we are saying we even have an eclipse. What the heck is an eclipse? Now you have your answer astrologically. However, we at WizdomDropz Astrology School are about interpreting, right? We're not just about listing and regurgitating information. So then your next question should be, and it likely is, so what does that mean, really, right? So let's jump into that. So an eclipse, what does that mean actually? Well, first things first, we tally what we know. So far, we know this is a new moon. Therefore, yeah, it's a new beginning. Of course, this is the divine mother. Hello, the goddess. Okay. And she rules all material realm, by the way, everything monetary, everything ruled by the tides, such as your body. Okay. Embodiment is the goddess, you feel? And on the contrary, but in union here, okay, is the sun, the divine, holy, sacred consciousness, the source of all life on earth, in that without the heat, without the warmth, without the light, plants would not even photosynthesize, okay? And you have all of that, yes, conjunct the nodes, okay? But this means that karma, the nodes, meets the new beginning, that is the new moon. So this is what we know, we just tallied it. We have a new beginning, we have karmic nodes, so karmic energy, meaning destined, fated, okay? Eclipses are moments where in your life, you will look back on this time, right? As a snapshot in the photo book of your story, because eclipses are that damn relevant. They are that intense, they are that prominent. They truly do bring life or death scenarios, folks, okay? And this is stuff astrology school goes into in much more expanded depth and reflection and, documentation, very intentional. So I'm super excited about that aspect of working with my students. And in this next round, we're actually going to be working to specifically develop a unique thesis of your chart, is what I'm calling it, where by the end of my program, you'll have a full-fledged book dissecting every aspect that we cover in the program of your chart. And this will be attained through a methodical treasure hunt program that I have as a part of that. So anyway, for people who are really looking to, master the craft through honoring their own inner divine workings and witnessing what they see before them and live through in day-to-day life, I think that this is a good option. But that digression, albeit relative, aside, let's get back to what that means in the applied sense of an eclipse, right? An eclipse is this karmic moment that has a certain prominent reflection in your book, right? It takes that sort of anchor point of a chapter. It has that prominence, right? It carries that weight, so to speak. So I have definitely seen folks pass out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? A good mentor of mine, actually, crazy, okay? Not expected. Another thing is I've seen somebody have a stroke, okay? Crazy, not expected. Are you picking up a theme? So point being, eclipses are snapshots. Now, I definitely do not mean to scare any of y'all. It is not necessarily in any way, shape, or form negative. However, around an eclipse, I'll also say, I've also had a job change, you know what I mean? Different energies can play out during eclipses, but the uniting factor, folks, regardless of the house in your chart that you're witnessing this karmic playbook energy play out for you, eclipses across the board contain a sort of fate, right? That's the uniting thread, right? So with that said, we are going to say, now we know there's a karmic thing, we know there's a new beginning thing, and we know there's a 6-month phase thing. What? 6-month phase thing? That's new. How did that come into play, you ask? Great question. This is going to come into play, folks, because over here you see this new moon in Sag, right? That is this eclipse. But check it out, check it out. 6 months later, you're going to get a full moon in that same sign, because guess what the sun's going to do? Trot, trot, trot right on along. That's right, over here to Gemini. And then the moon is eventually going to bing right there, and that's going to be a full moon 6 months from now. That is the point that you will see a further fruition. If not right now, y'all, it might be this weekend, it might be in your face. And when I say you will witness foreshadowing, let me just say it again. I will say you will witness foreshadowing this week, okay, around this lunation. Anytime, astrology nerds, okay, that you have an eclipse in front of you, you also have a sort of premonition like reflection through your own life. How could you not? You know what I'm saying? How could you not? If you really want to dissect it energetically, the planets are constantly radiating these vibes, these energy waves back down to us, you understand, on Earth. We work in harmony with them. The ancients understood them as a sort of a synchronistic, fated, puppeteering kind of like magnetic force. It's almost as if each planet has a sort of magnetic pull on certain energy chords and vibrations that we humanity, you know, work within in our day-to-day lives. Venus pulls on your heartstrings, you know, with love. Saturn pulls on your responsibility narrative, you know, in terms of what you got to get done, and so forth and so on. Point being, you know, personifying the planets, getting an intimate relationship with them, it's only going to up your astrology game, whether or not you choose to apply to astrology school, you know, which is enrolling now, link down below. I just have to remind y'all, because you never know when people are not listening to parts of the video. And also, I have to let you know that, you know, this is something you're not getting everywhere else. You can research any and all information that we impart in astrology school independently. And, you know, anybody who thinks that that's not, you know, open knowledge in terms of my program, think again. This is definitely open and available on the internet. What you're not going to see is the breadth of content, okay, the depth of intentional experience, and the incredible structuring efforts that I've taken as an educator, as somebody with a background in education, engagement based education, okay, not this lecture stuff, okay. All of that is to say this is a program that's geared towards applied education and people who want to internalize this knowledge and personifying, okay, regardless of whether or not you choose to apply for that sort of knowledge experience. I encourage all of y'all, okay, to witness the planets as budding astrologers or developing astrologers, okay, in a personified sense. And you know what my program is going to spare you is, you know, 11-12 years of research that I personally have been doing at this point in that internet wormhole, you know what I'm saying, in those course wormholes out there, you know. And I offer you what is a synthesis and also an opportunity to reflect as you learn from vantage points that other astrologers simply don't entertain. And I really don't mean to sound disrespectful, but I'm just putting it out there for what it is. It's part of my gift. You can see it in my chart, and I'm so excited for those of you who are already on the cruise with us through that program. So anyway, moving right along. Now, because of this karmic fated new beginning, in 6 months from now, you're going to see the full fruition, if not this week, right? You will have a premonition this week, so to speak. You will have posters on the wall. You will have an inner knowing. You will have, you know, just encounters with people that really give you the memo, so to speak. It will give you the download, you know what I'm saying, in terms of what's this really going to be about? You know, okay, what's going on here? That's going to be in the chart, okay, in your life as well, because the planets are pulling on the energy. And this is an eclipse energy, meaning that the node, the south node, where excretion, okay, the dragon was letting go of a turd as he got his neck chopped, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. It's an excretion based energy. It's a let it go, let it, leave it be kind of energy, right? That's where this new beginning is taking place from. And this is where we start to interpret. This is the last kind of third of this video, right? In terms of answering this astrological question, what is, you know, an eclipse in effect? And so here we're combining the node aspect and we're combining that new moon aspect, and we're going to take it a step further, and we're combining layers of information and synthesizing it together like clay. So there's an ending of something or a shedding of something, the south node. Yes, yes, Tanya, excellent. At the same time, there's a new beginning. Yes, yes, there's a new beginning. So from the exit, from the release, it almost inspires this new growth. And I'm so brought to this notion of a seed, right? That seed, if you watch it germinate in the plastic bag as a kid in kindergarten, right? Or what have you, where you can see it through a window, you'll see, or in good soil, right? you'll see through the cup or whatever, the seed will kill itself. And I don't mean that literally, y'all, in terms of any of you, of course, because nobody here is on that vibration, of course. But in any case, if it is that it's of a version of yourself, you feel it's of an energetic kind of calibration that you are choosing to not embody moving forward. You know what I'm saying? However, what I'm basically getting at here with y'all is that this is an excretion point, this south node, and this new beginning is from this release, and the seed coat has to kind of decompose and it breaks apart in order for that new fertile start. So you know what I'm saying? So that's where we're going with this. And as I read this eclipse energy, I can't help but witness this is a new beginning from that excretion. It is as if the decomposing parts of whatever we have allowed to fall away in this stress, in this chaos of societal, devolution, what is the word? Evolution, truly, because if you think about the larger context. But, anyway, it's like whatever that is that we've released, that is now a place that we can grow fertile new beginnings. And I think that this is a beautiful new start. I love how Mercury is also here within a 3-degree orb at the party, ready to cha-cha in Sagittarius. It's like, take me on a journey, expand my consciousness. Oh wait, I really have to either get radical or pedantically locked into dogmatic systems and surrender over and digitize every aspect of my life. Your choice. So, take the higher route during this eclipse is kind of a tail end gift to all y'all who are still here in this deep dive interpretive video. Take the gift of this eclipse in that it is disposited or ruled by, Jupiter. Okay. And Jupiter is the ultimate benefic alongside Venus. I actually don't put them on a total hierarchy of difference. I believe that Venus has been significantly downplayed in the larger history of what is a larger acknowledgement of celestial deities that, spans the globe. And deities such as Venus have been worshipped for far longer with more prominence than Jupiter. So, I don't mean to poo-poo Jupiter by any means, but I just think the adoption of Jupiter as the greater benefic is actually a larger reflection of the patriarchal knowledge systems, in terms of how that's infiltrated and affected the knowledge and the heritage that we've chosen to represent throughout astrological history. Did I mention WizdomDropz Astrology School is enrolling for a year-long expanded program for those of you willing to go pro with your life with this stuff? I'm ready to prepare y'all with this sort of knowledge. Honest to God, its application is down below, y'all. But with that said, Jupiter, it being that dispositor, still a good planet. You know what I'm saying? It's still a great planet. And yes, it is in Saturn sign. And yes, Saturn does have the keys to those locks at the moment. But you know what? Saturn in Aquarius isn't all about being locked into that digital, alternate reality consciousness. Saturn in Aquarius is also 100% about redefining your own systems and being the embodiment of a unique system. You don't need a system to function in at a certain level when you have Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius energy. You become the system. You still operate off of one, but you're not necessarily, just responding like a cog in a machine. You define the infrastructure. You see what I'm saying? That is the genius. That is the je ne sais quoi of Aquarius, the sign that mirrors the all and holy sign Leo, ruled by the sun, of course. Deep wisdom, WizdomDropz, this is so deep, this whole astrology thing. But I think that the summary of that is define your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Take this opportunity to allow your spiritual abundance to manifest through spiritual definition, almost through defining what is this holistic yum that is still there for the taking, Jupiter, in regard to society, Aquarius, you feel? And, I really appreciate the energy being brought to the table under this eclipse. But this video has already run a little long, friends. And please do consider, if you are interested in astrology school, apply. Don't be too intimidated by the length of that. It actually goes really quickly. It shouldn't take you too long to fill out, but it does separate the serious from the not. And if you're ready to get more into that and you're really ready to take your knowledge up, to a professional level and apply yourself and have an infrastructure healthy and breathing and vibrant within 1 year's time. If you're ready for that level of growth in 2022, the master number year, okay? Down below is the link. Thank you so much to those of you who liked this video. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe, share, etc. With that said, till next time and through next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.